All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Green Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all our Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth for worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I want to get into this little lesson here. This is going back probably like a couple weeks, 3 weeks, okay? But then last night, this happened. Salakia, what the fuck? This happened, okay, right up the street. A couple of people got, game over, right? Ended. But this is all, under the rulership of E. This is what we call bad leadership, okay? And this is all under the hand of E, okay? Police officer, unalived. Montreal shooting. They had another one. They had a couple of these incidents happening in Ontario and through, I think, Alberta, somewhere else too as well. But this is just to show you, the signs of the times, man. This is all underneath bad rulership, okay? All underneath the rulership of Esau, Edom, okay? And we know the scriptures tell you. Let's get that real quick. I should have read that one too. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And we know that the so-called white man is Esau Edom. Okay, we know who he is. Okay, and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, going into the hand of E. Right? He controls. Look at the elites. They control the banking system. They want to unalive millions of people, right, to keep population control, right? They want you to own nothing, right, and be happy. You understand? So we definitely know we in the times where the Bible would say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And we definitely know that we at the end of times because the wicked is ruling. And Revelation tells you that he got to go down for that little period and come back up, okay? And he went down for that little period when we ruled over him for over 1,000 years, right? And then he came out, Renaissance, and his little rulership right now is about to be over, okay? So that ties up with 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 9, all right? So we know that right now the wicked, okay, looking at things going on right now in the world, the wicked is in control, okay? Because when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. There ain't no rejoicing now, man. See people getting murdered left, right, and center. Okay? And this is all underneath the rulership of Esau Edom. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? Salakia. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then, and we're seeing we're seeing these, whether they be man-made, it's all through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gave them that power on the left-hand side to do these things. You understand? And uproars of the people, as we can see, the people fed up. They fed up with this system. They fed up with the way this system is being ran. All right? So there's going to be a great tumult, where the people are going to go against the government. And you know already that the state of Babylon right now as it is, they're going to have to pull something off where they put the people in fear and keep them back in control, because they use that fear to control the people. It's a great motivator, okay? And when you're putting out information, false information out there, and you're, throwing fear on the people, right? It's easy to corral them, right? Easy to lead them like sheep. Then they simmer down again, right? But we understand this. We have the scriptures. So we see these things. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. written aforetime for what? For our learning, right? So, going back, then shall thou well understand that the Most High has spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. When you go to Isaiah chapter 46 and 10, it tells you that, the end was declared even from the beginning, okay? For as like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? The end is manifest. We see these prophecies measured all the time diligently. We're seeing these prophecies popping off the page like popcorn, right? So, going back into this, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And that's what we're seeing right now in the ending. Everything that was prophesied to happen and the end of this time and the end of this age is happening right now, man. Okay? And Tawadi Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Matthew chapter 13 and 16 and 17. Okay? Verse 7, and every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Okay, so we know what time we're in. We see the time. The Lord put these markers, okay, these tokens, these signs. So when we see them happening, first of all, we're reading it, and then when we see it happening, that's it. That's prophecy popping off the page, right? But, that's for the believers. The rest of the world, they're not going to believe. They're going to say, oh, that's a coincidence, so on and so forth. Look, it's not happening no more, But they don't know the times, man. They don't understand the times that we're in, okay? Let's get to something real quick. Going back into the times that we're in under bad leadership, this is what this produces, right? Acts chapter 5 and 36. For before these days rose up Theodos, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. What's funny? When you go back to 29, then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yahweh rather than men. So he was going off his own, Proverbs 3 and 5, right? But let's read about Theodos here, okay? Because that's the state. Going back into the lesson, the signs of the time, bad leaderships, cops getting shot, people getting shot, so on and so forth, right? So going back into the state of mind that Theodos was in, let's get it real quick here. This is from the David Guzik, I think. Yeah, David Guzik. And this is the commentary on it. Some time ago, Theodos rose. Josephus, the Jewish historian, mentioned a Theodos who led a rebellion, but at a later point than this, it could be that Josephus had his dates mixed up, or that this was a different Theodos. it was a common name, Josephus, did describe a Judas of Galilee who may who may be the same one mentioned here. And then when you go down to the next scripture right here, verse 37, rose up Judas of Galilee. So yeah, you know, time dates could have been off, right? That does happen, right? But more than likely it's talking about the same one, right, who led that rebellion. And this is you know, let me go into this real quick. The Google overlook, right, gives you more insight. Yes, Theodos was an insurrectionist. Now let's go into that word insurrectionist so you get a better. An insurrectionist is someone who participates in a violent uprising or rebellion against an establishment, authority, or government. Historically, the term is strongly associated with individuals who engage in organized armed revolt, or more recent, you know, the thing what happened at the White House, right? So you get what an insurrection is, right? And they're gonna try and say that and label that to us because we're going against the grain. We don't want to owe nothing, be happy, okay? They want to take away all your rights, buy water, buy air, you know, and practically you're already doing for those things, right? Like me, I'm in the house, so I have to pay a water bill, right? So to get rid of your trash, all that shit, right? So that's pressure on the people. That's oppression on the people. Okay, he that ruled the people with a continuous stroke, right? This man is as death, right? So under his bad leadership, of course, something like this would happen. Yes, Theodos was an insurrectionist who directly opposed Roman rule in the first century Judea. He gathered a large following, about 400 people, and promised to miraculously part the Jordan River. The Romans viewed this as a sedition movement. See that? Going back into that word too. Leading the Roman government, Caspius Fedus, to attack Salakia, to attack and disperse the group, execute Theodos, and display his head in Jerusalem as a warning to other rebels. Okay, you can go on to read the rest. Okay, and yeah, Josephus, his work, Antiquities, The primary details include the movement and the Roman response. So if you want, go pick up the, you know, Josephus, what he wrote, Jewish history, right? Yeah, so going back into that, if you want, you go pick up the book, and you should already have it already, but Antiquities of the Jews. Okay, so anyways, under the pressure, you understand, of this system, bad leadership, once again, these type of things will happen. Once again, when we read it, it said going as January 6, 2021, okay, storming the Capitol Hill, okay? And like I said, with, you know, incidents like this happening and things like this happening, that's to show you the pressure. This man's ruling the people wrong, okay? Scriptures tell you. Let's get it real quick. Oops. Psalms chapter 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, Esau, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and cast my words behind thee? Right. So you don't rule with proper instruction. You rule by whatever the fuck megalomaniac shit is going on in your mind. Okay? A man must rule. Hey, 2 Samuel chapter 23 and 3. Sirach chapter 10 and 21. Okay? The fear of the Lord must go before obtaining authority. And when you have the fear of the Lord upon you, you're going to be following those instructions. Okay? Which Edom hates to do. Right? Sirach chapter 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So as you could see, Esau Edom, right? He's a madman. What's going on in our society right now? Wickedness and madness, okay? Because he is as death. There's no balance with this man. This man's all over the place, okay? Up, down, left, right, center, you know? Can't tell me what to do, this, that, so on and so forth, right? Master of disaster, man. So as he is, so is all the people in the city. There's rulers everywhere, all of them. They're all the fucking same, man. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 16, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their fall. And that's right, because the Lord is going to soon remove them out of that spot that they have, okay? The Lord put them in that spot. Yahweh Shem Yahushai put them in that spot. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take them out of that spot, okay? Verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Where there is no vision, the people perish. And what do we see happening right here? Signs of the time, okay? People who are supposed to be out there trying to keep the city in some kind of order, they're dropping like flies too now, okay? And well, we already know this shit is, you know, rampant inside the city. But going back into Sirach chapter 10 and 2, he's a megalomaniac, and he rejects the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So that's why there is no order, okay? Bad rulership, man. Bad leaderships, okay? That's why there's no order in this society, man. They walk on in darkness. So with that, hey, man, this is signs of the time, man. This is prophecy. It's part of prophecy. So with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Green Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified. Lord willing, to the next time, Akim. Abad Baban. Shalom.